Let's get into tunnel life. It's nothing nice. There are people that have been living in tunnels for 5, 10, even 15, even 20 years. Sounds crazy, right? In New York, it does not seem crazy. This is what's going on. Family, you already know what to do. And if you're brand new too, thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. Smash subscribe to join the tribe and ring the post notification bell as well. All right, let's get into it. Let's look at a unconventional lifestyle. Living in tunnels.
I came down here, I was in my late 30s. Now I'm almost 60. Been here a long time.
In 2008, I explored the Freedom Tunnel in New York City. This Amtrak train tunnel runs under the West Side Highway from 72nd Street to 125th. I was initially drawn here by stories of the so-called mole people living in the train tunnels beneath New York. During my visits, I met some of the men who call this train tunnel home.
My house is easy to find, actually. You go down the service road to the end of the gate, the last gate that you come to. Straight across the railroad tracks, you see the big sign that says 80th Street.
All right.
My house is right above that.
Right above that sign? All right. Is there a ladder there or something, or?
You call me.
What's your name?
My name's Walter.
Walter?
Yeah.
I'm Eric. Good to meet you, man.
Eric.
Walter was right. His home was easy to find, but only because he told me where it was. From the outside, it looks just like another stretch of track, especially in the dark of the tunnel.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Think we'd be coming around since it's been raining all day.
As I climbed the ladder, I thought about the paradox of going into the home of a man who most people would consider homeless.
Hold up. All right.
Once I entered Walter's dwelling, I realized that homeless was not an accurate label to put on him. He didn't live in a palace, but he had created a home for himself.
I had the house divided in sections. What you're looking at right now is basically my bathroom. To your left is my kitchen. This over here is the living room. And upstairs is the bedroom. Around the house, I wear my Betty boots.
I was truly astonished by the level of comfort Walter had created living beneath the streets of New York City.
Mostly, I put everything together myself. Like this computer here, I had to rebuild. But it's all worth it. When I'm in my house, I can play my movies, play music, I have my books, I make my own meals, got a toast oven.
Where do you get the electricity from?
Well, I ain't gonna tell you exactly, but there are places down here where you can. If you have the ingenuity, you can help yourself. So I can run a line up to the highway and tap into one of the light poles or whatever. Run a line all the way down to Trump's place and tap in over there somewhere. So.
What do you typically do for, like money and food and stuff like that?
I don't get food stamps or anything like that. I rebuild the computers that I find out on the street, and then sometimes I resell them. I sell books to book vendors out on the street, bookstore up over here on the 80th. On certain days I do go canning, and I can make $25, $30 canning, just in an afternoon. I have to improvise when it comes to making money. And I do all right. You're not going to find too many people around here that got as much as I do. And it's home. This is my home.
Meeting Walter was an absolute pleasure. His resourcefulness and ingenuity provided him with a level of comfort and stability not typically associated with homeless people. Most importantly, my visit to his home gave me a new perspective on people who choose to live outside the norms of society.
These are some of the strongest people. People that the world will consider homeless are some of the strongest, some of the smartest people a lot of time. The most innovative. They know how to turn nothing into something. They know how to turn a little into a lot. These people don't complain. They don't make excuses. They take challenge and adversity on the chin, and they get it in. Being out there and being under there, you got to be mentally strong, and you got to be a different breed to stay sane and stay focused and not give up. Those are the toughest living conditions that I've seen thus far. We're not talking about living in a van. That's luxury in comparison. We're not talking about living in a car. We're not talking about in a hotel. Yes, that's unfortunate. Yes, that's tough as well, but a tunnel is no comparison.
People have been using this place to live in for decades, man. I've been here 20 years. When I came here, there were already people down here 20 years.
Around 2008, I went looking for mole people, a name given to the homeless who live in the tunnels beneath New York City. My search led me to the Freedom Tunnel, an Amtrak train tunnel that runs under the West Side Highway in New York City. Decades earlier, when the train tracks were still abandoned, this tunnel was home to dozens of people and is largely responsible for the urban legends of mole people.
Well, there ain't too many people that live down here anymore.
Yeah.
In the early 1990s, the tunnel became active again, and a massive eviction took place. A fortunate few were able to go undetected and continue living in the tunnel. I was lucky to meet one of these people and work out a time to film an interview.
So, how do I find you?
Alright, my house is easy to find, actually. You go down the service road to the end of the gate, the last gate that you come to.
Service
Right now,
road right
they got
here?
it locked.
All right.
My house is right above that.
All right. Is there a ladder there or something, or
You call me.
what's your name?
My name's Walter.
Walter? I'm Eric. Good to meet you, man.
Eric.
Cool. I'll come by next Saturday then.
Alright.
The following weekend, I eagerly followed Walter's directions to his house. I was excited for the opportunity to speak with him and learn about his life in the tunnel.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Alright.
Once I climbed up the ladder, I was astonished to see the home Walter had built for himself.
Thanks a lot for letting me come on up here. Talk to you for a minute.
He had stuff packed everywhere, but also had all the comforts of home.
That's my toilet over there. Don't even open it. I have the house divided in sections. What you're looking at right now is basically my bathroom. To your left is my kitchen. This over here is the living room. And upstairs is the bedroom. Don't forget to take pictures of my buddies.
More stuff you picked up from the trash?
But see him walk down here, from a zoo or anything.
After the brief tour, I wanted to know more about Walter's history here.
How'd you find out about this place?
I've lived here over 20 years.
They said the tunnel became active again in the 1990s. This is not a new way of living. This has been a thing. This has been something that people figured out. Hey, I can live in these tunnels. I wonder who the first person was that was like, hey, I wonder if I can live in a tunnel. Man, imagine the rats down there. All of the bugs. Man, I cannot imagine those bugs eating at my skin and me being okay with that. Even dealing with it, that's a lot to deal with. And 20 years is a very, very long time to be living anywhere. I'm only 28. So, I mean, that's a long time for me. In my lifetime, 20 years is a long time to be living anywhere, especially in a tunnel. But I'm glad that there are options out here for people.
Down there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How do you get down there?
It's there. Get out of there.
Oh, yeah.
I was astonished to find out Carlos's home was a sewer.
What?
He had an impressive setup, complete with computers, refrigerators, and a microwave. I was blown away by what I saw, and eager to learn more about Carlos's living situation.
Where are you getting that electricity from?
Goes from the all the way in the bank.
Oh, yeah?
He had run a line down the tunnel and tapped into a power source.
Nobody really knows you guys are down here, do they?
The police know we could get in.
How did you find out about the spot in the tunnel here?
My friend, he found this place more than 5 years ago.
Carlos's friend, Brian, lived in the sewer next to his.
You going now? The fight?
See you later.
Where were you living before you lived here?
Okay? I was homeless for a long time, many years. Many years used to live in the church. And the facility, going to the church, very, very bad place. The church is very, very wicked place. So, I think 8, 9 years, I don't know exactly, I get out from the church.
What makes the shelter so wicked?
Wicked, drug, fighting, wicked.
Now, what originally led to you to be homeless?
Very easy for me to maintain a job, to hold a job,
You could see Carlos's sadness as he talked about how he used to live. In contrast, he was proud of his new home.
Anybody want to come over here, you got to take the shoe out.
How long you been down here?
I've been down here for, what?
1.5. But okay.
But I've been here in Vegas and everything for about 7 years altogether.
Yeah, homeless the whole time, or? And Shine a Light comes down here all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shine Light, and then goes the one in Rio, Shine Light goes to.
Yeah.
And the other side sometimes.
Yes, I used to stay at the Rio tunnels too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good people.
They're out there to help people, trying to get them off the, get them out of here and get back them on their feet, get their education going, or their IDs, their birth certificates, They got classes there, and then you get to go eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
What's stopping you from going over there?
It's not.
It's not.
Nothing stopping me, but only 2 good friends down here is I'm trying to wait for.
Okay.
One is Jerry, because he's the oldest one that's been down here.
Yeah.
And I got another guy named Al.
Man, so the brother on the last clip said that living in the tunnels is better than living in the shelters. For him, he's saying he'd rather be in the tunnel. Now, I can see it. It's more like you have more freedom. There's nobody that's controlling you. Because, when you're in a facility, then you are under the control of that facility. You are under their rules. And people, they really want freedom. They don't want nobody telling them what to do, when to go home. Because, in the shelters, they have curfews. And they also have times that you have to get out. And you have to go out into society. In the tunnel, you can do what you want. You can be there as you please. You can build it up as you please. You can paint the walls if you want to with some graffiti. You could decorate it how you want. You could pretty much live how you want, for the most part, for what you can do inside of a tunnel. I don't blame the people going to the tunnels instead of the shelters. I wouldn't want to be controlled by nobody either.
How long have you been in this tunnel?
In these tunnels, about 5 years. They had one homeless shelter that was overran, and I just followed the tracks and ended up down here.
That place, a network of tunnels stretching hundreds of miles, originally meant to divert rainwater, and now home to an entire underground population, all living just a few feet under the bright lights of the Las Vegas Strip.
How many people do you estimate are living here right now?
Approximately 12 to 1,500.
So we are 3 feet
Caesar's Palace.
beneath Caesar's Palace on the Las Vegas Strip.
You said it yourself. You've been here many times. You would never even know it was here.
Rob was addicted to a number of substances and says he's now been clean for nearly 7 years. This is a world he once knew firsthand.
I was underground for about 2.5 years. I had found somewhere that I could go and be left alone and not bothered and not have to worry about the direct sun or the wind or the randomness, right? And there was a lot of chaos in my tunnel too, but it was like the devil I knew.
Nationwide, the latest data shows more than 771,000 people experienced some kind of homelessness in 2024. The Trump administration has attempted to freeze some of the $5 billion allocated in 2021 for homelessness assistance. NBC News reached out to the White House for comment, but did not receive a response by deadline. Rob worries recent cuts in federal funding will jeopardize services for people like Jay, who says he's lived in the tunnels for 13 years.
Why did you choose to live down here instead of live on the surface?
It doesn't matter where you go, you can't be there. I just try to stay out of sight, out of mind. So this is more out of sight and out of mind than up top.
Aaron, can you turn off that light so people can really feel just how dark and still it is down here? I mean, that is powerful. That's meaningful.
Yeah.
The choice or the circumstance that would bring you to this level of darkness, of desperation, of solitude.
We've made them feel so not a part of that they retreat underground because it's that guilt and shame, like just walking around.
12 to 1,500 different people are staying in that tunnel. That's a lot of people. That's like a whole school building. That's like a whole high school. So we talking about Vegas as well as New York. They're finding these alternative ways to survive out here in America. You got to do what you got to do. You got to get in where you fit in. You have to find a way. This is a no judgment zone. I don't judge nobody. I just like that people are able to live and they not complaining. They got a good mindset on them. Y'all know me. I speak on that all the time. I like the positive mindset. I don't see nobody living and complaining and being like, man, why me? Why do I have to live like this? Nah, they showing the life off. They like, man, this how I'm living. Welcome to my crib. Look at me. They don't even care. They not embarrassed or nothing. And there's nothing to be embarrassed about. You got to find a way. And that's the free world. No bills, no rent, no mortgage. Yeah, are you sacrificing some luxuries, comfort? Probably. But if they're happy, I am happy for them. It's like they got a whole community. Like back in the day, how there was a community aspect. They got that in the tunnels. You don't even know your neighbor, let alone they have community. People don't know their neighbors. They don't even know their family members. But the people in the tunnels, they all support one another. They're there for one another. It's a nice thing. And they'll take anybody in, it seems, right? It's not, oh, you got to have a certain income to be over here. No, it's none of that. Family, let me know what y'all think about this video. If you made it to the end, peace. And to my Hebrew family, shalom. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.